Hey, what's up YouTube? Brian Fagioli here, and today I'm looking at something really cool from Logitech. This is the G413 Carbon, so G413. So the keyboard itself is the G413. The carbon is the type of color. So there's going to be two colors for this keyboard. This is carbon, which is kind of a darker color, and then there's a lighter silver that'll be sold as a Best Buy exclusive. So the G413 carbon is probably going to be the one that a lot of people want because it matches their desktop setups. It's like a darker design. It should look good with other Logitech mice or other dark colored mice. So let's take a look at the box. So we see here it is a mechanical keyboard. That is very important, both for gamers and for typists. This has, as you can see here, at the top of the box, this has Romer G switches from Logitech. That's Logitech's exclusive switches. And that's not like a Cherry MX. These keys don't have like a tactical feedback. They don't have audio, like an audible feedback. They're more silent, but they give very good performance as far as when you press on them, you kind of know, you get the feeling that you've like properly done a press down on a key. It's not like a membrane key. It feels much better. So you're kind of getting the performance of mechanical keyboard without the noise of one. So, I mean, some people like the noise, but of course, if you live in a home with other people, let's say you're gaming in an office, somewhere where you don't want a lot of noise, these Romer G switches are ideal because you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. You're getting silence, but you're also getting a mechanical keyboard. This keyboard is backlit red only. It's not multicolor, so you get red backlit, but you can change it to a solid color red. You can turn off the lighting altogether, or you can have it like a breathing, pulsing option as well. So let's look at the back. We kind of get an explanation of the Romer G switches, as you can see there. It says it is an advanced mechanical switch that delivers 25% faster keystrokes than standard mechanical switches for incredible in-game speed and precision. So Logitech claims that these keys, not only are they silent, but they'll actually deliver faster performance than other mechanical keys. So these Romer G switches are really good for gamers. Now, another cool feature of this keyboard, USB, right? So it's a USB keyboard, but there's another USB port on the keyboard itself. So you could plug in there a mouse, a flash drive, anything you want. And this is a little bit different. It's not serving as like a hub where it's one USB port from your computer connecting to the keyboard and then the keyboard connecting to the device. At the end of this keyboard, I believe there's two USB ports. So it's just a USB extender, right? So that's a pretty interesting thing there. So it says here you can charge your phone, plug in your mouse or headset with the convenience of an integrated USB pass-through port. So it's not a hub, it's a pass-through. Move over here as well. So WASD keys. So the WASD keys on the keyboard, gamers are going to use those keys for movement. By default, those keys installed are the same as every other key. However, as you can see here, 12 extra tactical gaming keycaps make your keyboard as heroic as your gameplay. With an included key puller, it makes it a snap to swap them. So if you prefer having kind of customized keys on your keyboard, you do get 12 extra tactile gaming keycaps. So you also get a puller for that. So you can swap out those keys if you prefer. Now, someone like me, I use a keyboard for both typing and for gaming. So I don't know that I necessarily want any of my keys to be different than the others to affect my typing. And I don't want to constantly be pulling them, to swapping them out. My muscle memory is pretty good where I can remember where those keys are. However, you have the option here, which is really nice. So, especially if you're a dedicated gamer, you're not really a typist or someone who writes, it's nice to have that. And let's see what we have here. AIMG, so it's aircraft grade 5052 aluminum top based. It's anodized and brushed for a slim premium design plus rigid durability. So the top is aluminum. It's not plastic that looks like aluminum, it's actual aluminum. And what's really great about this keyboard, all those cool features, and it also does have software customization. You can't, save profiles to the keyboard, but it does come with software so you can customize different things, including the lighting. But you can do the lighting as well on the keyboard itself. So if you are using Linux or a Mac, and you want to change the lighting and you can't access this Windows app to do that, you can do it on the keyboard itself. No worries there. And I know there's a lot of Linux gamers nowadays, more than in years past. So that's very cool. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this keyboard, right? So we see on the side here a piece of tape. So I'm just going to pull out my trusty knife and get in there better. Just slice into that. And let's see if I can just pull out the whole thing on this side. I can. Awesome. So the outside of the box I'm just going to discard for right now. And we're left with this beautiful matte black keyboard. And what I wanted to say is the pricing on this keyboard is really what's going to set it apart from a lot of others. So there's a lot of mechanical keyboards in the market nowadays. This is going to be selling for $80, for $79.99. That's the MSRP. So you might even see it lower at some stores. For an aluminum keyboard, an aluminum mechanical keyboard from Logitech, not some no-name company, from Logitech. I mean, that's an insane price. So let's keep on looking here. So the keyboard, let's just pull that out, if I can get it out here. And first I just want to look. Wow, okay, so the cable is tucked in there. Before we look at the keyboard, let's just look at what else is in the box so I can get rid of the box, alright guys? So, we see here a little booklet that shows that this uses 2 USB ports if you want to use the pass-through. And it shows where to get the software for your G413 Carbon. The only booklet here, and this is a review unit from Logitech, an early version, so this is the retail version, I should say, but it's before it's in stores, and it appears to only have instructions in, is it only in French? I mean, it says mechanical gaming keyboard here, but then favor del instructo el producto. Okay, interesting. On the top, let's see, I saw another little box. I'm gonna get rid of the main box. Before we look at the keyboard, let's see what else is included here. So it looks like the keycaps are in this little box. And I call it a little box, but it's actually pretty long. Whoa, oh, that's cool. That's nice packaging from Logitech, very cool. So we see which keys are replaceable. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, QWER and ASD, and the key puller itself. So let's go ahead and look at the keyboard. And just so I can show you how the key puller works, I'll pull that out. Let me get that, there we go. So I got the key puller almost out here. Key puller out. And let's just pick some keys. We'll pull ASD here. Okay. I just don't want to damage the keys themselves and cut into them. So there we go. So there's some keys. Alright, so we'll put the other keys to the side for right now. So we have some keys ready and we have the key puller. So let's look at the keyboard. So, and let me put my knife away before I cut myself. Alright, so let's take a look at the keyboard now. So it has plastic on it. We're going to pull this plastic off. Wow. And I'll tell you right now, the first thing I'm noticing is that the keyboard's a little bit heavy, and that's good, right? So for a keyboard, you don't want it to slide around. You want it to be built well. This is built well. This is built very well, and you can feel it in the heft. So I'm going to pull out the little legs. I'm the type of guy that likes to use the legs on a keyboard. Just prop it up a little bit. And this is just an unboxing. I'm not going to do too much. I'm not going to do any typing tests or anything on this, but I do want to just take a look at the keys and everything themselves. So let's see. As you can see, it's not loud like a mechanical keyboard. It's not silent. but there's a definite, you feel the keys, you're getting a really good, I'm trying to think of the best, your brain is getting the communication that the key has been properly pressed down all the way. And the keys are not too stiff. They're actually I would say they're kind of in between, where they're not too loose. I've had keyboards where the keys are too wobbly and too loose, or too stiff, where they're hard to press or they're hard to come back up. This is like the perfect balance. So take a look at the side as well. So it's not 10 keyless. It does have a number pad on the side. The arrow's in a great position. You can see the aluminum. It's called carbon, right? So depending on how the light hits it, it's dark. But depending on how the light is hitting it, it can also look a little silverish. Really beautiful design. I really love this carbon color. So let's take a look. So this cable is like really thick braid. It's a really thick braided cable. It's kind of shocking actually, just to see what they've done here. This is really cool. So, and this is going to look beautiful on your rig. Like when you're at your desk, it's not going to look like some garbage cable. It looks like a cable that someone put a lot of thought and care into, because not only is it braided, but it's very thick. Let's see. Just trying to get these twist ties off, folks. There we go. So from the keyboard, you'll see, I can show this off here. The keyboard itself has this single braided thick cable coming off of it, right? And going into this Y splitter. Now, Logitech could have just had like 2 cables, or had like a cheesy Y breakout. This is a very thick, look how thick this is. Nice thick breakout for the Y split. Then we have 2. And it's actually branded. Let's see, they're both branded. So I like that. These are branded with the Logitech G branding. Now you got to remember, when a company is trying to manufacture a product, right? They want to make it at the lowest cost possible. Well, you know, they want to make a profit, so they want to make it as low as cost possible, so they can sell it and make more money, right? So Logitech doesn't have to put these G's on here, right? It would be cheaper for them not to do that. They actually decided that the design was more important than profit, and they've gone ahead and branded the USB cables. I like that. It shows that they care, folks. It's the little things you'll notice that you won't get from like a no-name company that sells a keyboard. You won't get little things like that. So why is there 2 USB ports? Again, one is for the keyboard itself. The other is for this USB port here, where, let's say you have a wireless mouse, you could plug in the wireless receiver here to get better performance. But a lot of gamers use wired mice, of course. They don't want their batteries to die. They don't want any lag at all. You can plug a wired mouse into this. And so it'll use 2 USB ports on your computer. It's just a pass-through, not a hub. All right, so this keyboard is really amazing. I'm very much impressed with it, because at $80, you're just getting so much. It's a hefty metallic, aluminum keyboard with mechanical Romer G switches. So let's say we want to replace a key. So you can kind of see. Let's look. See, if you look at the normal A key, right? It's flat on the top. When I say flat, it's a little, concave on the top. They're all uniform, right? So let's say you wanted to game and you wanted those keys like WASD to be a little easier to find without looking. These keys are, if you can kind of see there, they've got these different grooves on them. So you're without looking, you can find those keys easier.